HomeCourtEdge TV is here for your viewing pleasure. Please click that button as we strive for 1,000 subscribers. Enjoy this video.
On a special night at Arco, paying tribute to dads and daughters. All eyes will be on one particular daughter. Tonight, a new face gets introduced to an old rivalry. The Sparks.
No contest, 30 points for Candace Parker.
The Monarchs.
Shot swatted by Brunson and a shot clock violation.
Next. Happy Father's Day early. It's Dads and Daughters Night inside Arco Arena, and there are plenty of them. Whether the daughters brought the dads or the dads brought the daughters, they're all here to see a Monarchs team that won 3 straight. In their last game, Crystal Kelly led them with a career-high 18. Sparks fans, Monarchs fans, both in attendance. It's Southern California versus Northern California as the LA Sparks are in town to take on the Sacramento Monarchs. And a pleasant good evening, everyone. Along with Crystal Blanc, I am Jim Kozimor, and what a week it's been for the Sacramento Monarchs. They have won their 3 games this week, all on the road, and it's great to be here on Dads and Daughters Night.
Dads and Daughters, LA's in town, Candace Parker, but the 3 wins, Jim, lots of reasons to be excited.
Absolutely, and now let's talk about this Monarchs team. They understand what they just achieved. In fact, when you talk to one of their leaders, Kara Lawson, this is how she characterizes that road trip.
Beating New York really gave us a lot of confidence. The game was close. Going into the fourth quarter, we executed, which had kind of been our downfall in the other road games. And every single one of these games came down to the last, few minutes of the game, and we were able to come out on top. So, I think it's, hopefully we'll look back on this trip later on in the season, and it's a, turning point for us.
Well, earlier in the season, 0-3 on the first road trip, but not this one, 3-0, and they took something from every single game, different scenarios, but I think they learned a lot, Jim, with this road win.
Many big contributors in this recent road trip. One of them was Nicole Powell, who over the 3 games averaged 20 a game and played very well.
The thing I like the most about Nicole in these games, she was very aggressive, really looking for a shot. When other teammates were off, she knew she had to step up calling for the ball.
On the other side, people are here to see the new face of the WNBA, the first overall pick, Candace Parker.
She is Miss Versatility. You can see the wrap on the left shoulder. She had the dislocations during the NCAA tournament, but it hasn't slowed her down. She can rebound. She can shoot the 3. She brings the ball up for this team. She does everything. Back-to-back championships at Tennessee. She's spectacular.
The energy inside Arco Arena is absolutely wonderful. We are ready for a great WNBA game. And why don't we meet the starters? Here is the PA voice of Arco Arena during the Monarchs season, Jamie Coffey.
Sacramento Monarchs! Starting forward at 6'2" from Stanford, number 14, Nicole Powell. Starting forward at 6'3", out of Georgetown, it's number 32, Rebecca Brunson. Starting center at 6'5", from USC, number 34, Adrian Williams-Strong. Starting guard at 5'9", out of Tennessee, number 20, Kara Lawson. Starting guard at 5'11", from Old Dominion, it's number 21, Tisha Penichero. And the rest of your Sacramento Monarchs.
Monty greeting everyone in midcourt. Here are the starting lineups. You saw what Sacramento brings, and Tisha, the last player out, you could argue that she's maybe having her best overall season of her entire career. Adrian Williams needs to get rolling on the other side. That's right, Delisha Milton-Jones back in a Sparks uniform after an off-season move. But there are 2 players we'll watch closely. On the Monarch side, Rebecca Brunson, And on the Sparks side, that's right, Lisa Leslie.
Well, interior play is going to be big, and Becky Brunson needs to be as well. She struggled, her numbers a little bit off on this last road trip, but tonight is the challenge. She's going to be facing Lisa Leslie quite often, Delisha Milton-Jones. It's going to be physical. She's got to bring it. And then for the Sparks, yep, Lisa Leslie, she's back. She had maternity leave last year. Well, she's a 4-time Olympian now, and she is playing their leading scorer, their top rebounder. She's back to her usual self.
Becky Brunson's a player who has struggled a little bit at the start of the season. Remember, a quarter of the WNBA season is already done for Sacramento. They would really like to see her get back to those near double-double numbers of a year ago. On the other side, Lisa is so important, an original face of the WNBA.
Just impressive what she has done for this league, and I think it's taken some pressure off of her to have Delisha Milton-Jones back, and then to have Candace Parker come in to take off some of that pressure. She comes in after taking a season off, but obviously playing with the national team, still part of the Olympic team. You know, she's still as great as ever.
Time now for Tahoe Joe's game menu. It's brought to you by Tahoe Joe's famous steakhouse, Sierra Mountain Dining at its finest.
Well, Jim, for my appetizer, I'm going to go with the transition defense. This Sparks team averages over 80 points a game. The Sacramento Monarchs have to get back. Main course, they got to be big lineup, clean the glass. And then for dessert, my favorite, talk about the defense. They got to get out and run on the offense. Beat the defense down before LA gets set up.
Here's the head coach of the Sacramento Monarchs in her second season, Jenny Busick. What a nice road trip for her as well. She worked this team very hard on those off days to keep them in tune.
Yeah, she really did. And with that kind of travel, you question, okay, is it the right thing to do? Is the team too tired? Are they jet lagged? Can they work through it? She got them out, kept them loose, pulled them together, worked on a lot of things. And again, every single game, they learned something.
Michael Cooper, he coached with the Los Angeles Sparks and did wonderful things. Left for a while in the NBA, now is back in the WNBA, and he has been very successful, and he is eager to attack the league with this roster that he has. This team, the LA Sparks, having the benefit of the #1 overall draft pick in the WNBA. It turns into Candace Parker, a nice tweak with Delisha Milton-Jones back. That is as potent a front line as you'll see in the game.
Well, it is a tough season for them, though, last year, Jim. Just 10-24, no playoffs, first time in their history.
Becky Brunson will go to the line off the dribble penetration by Tisha Penichero.
Well, we talked about Becky Brunson. Would the Monarchs be looking to her? And immediately they have the set play, get it into her, get physical. And you have to be physical with LA. This is a team that has a very big starting lineup.
As is the history here at Arco Arena, the fans will remain standing until the Monarchs get their first points up on the board. And it's up to Brunson to do it. And she lets those fans sit down after knocking the free throw home. Well, I'd like to see Becky have a big game tonight, and the reason is that good front line for LA. This could be a confidence builder for Brunson.
It really could be, and she's coming off of a 6.9 rebound game. The rebounds have been there, but one of the problems, she had 4 personal fouls in that game, Jim, and on the entire road trip, she was getting into early foul trouble, and she had to take breathers. They had to sit her out because of the foul trouble.
And Sacramento's defense has been very suffocating. As LA has their first possession of the ball game, Marie Ferdinand Harris, pass out top. Stolen by Becky Brunson and immediately finds the veteran point guard Tisha Penichero. Adrian Williams-Strong for Kara Lawson around a screen. Nice feed to Brunson around the hoop, and the shot is swatted out of bounds by Lisa Leslie. And then Lisa with a little point to the crowd.
Lisa leads the league, actually was second this season in blocks per game. She is a shot blocking weapon. Leads the league in rebounds per game.
That was a pose at the end of that, wasn't it?
It was.
Off the inbound, Kara Lawson for 3. Offensive rebound to Brunson. That's a nice play by Becky. Rebounding has given Sacramento some trouble early, but I think they've really come close to shoring that up over the last couple of games. Tisha with a defender in her face, and the rebound comes down to Los Angeles. That's Delisha Milton-Jones.
And Delisha back with this Los Angeles team after the trade with Washington for Taj McWilliams-Franklin. And how much do they like having her back? She was part of their championships back in 2001, 2002.
Milton-Jones with a miss, and it's one and done for the Sparks. Sacramento with a 2-0 lead early. Brunson killed the dribble. Shot clock now at 10 for the Monarchs. Contact, foul on Lisa Leslie on the perimeter as she was out on the wing guarding against Nicole Powell, and Nicole's got good handles.
It's an interesting matchup, and it is a smart read by Nicole to go ahead and take it in and not stay out there with a much bigger defender and Lisa Leslie out on her.
What a great crowd at Arco Arena here tonight on Dads and Daughters Night. And the Monarchs trying to make them happy. They've won their last 3 ball games. The last time here in this building, a loss to Detroit. Shot clock at 2. Adrian Williams has the shot partially blocked by Parker, and a shot clock violation against Sacramento is a turnover. And that's their first of the ball game. Jenny Busick, she certainly continues to drill this club and keep them in tune. And she seems so much more confident this year, and maybe more comfortable is a better term.
I think that's probably the case. I really do think that she likes this group, and she feels more comfortable now that she's been here over a season, and starting to really get a feel for what this program can do.
And she's great to work with as well. A lot of fun. We get to talk to her almost every day. Marie Ferdinand Harris throws it in deep, and Leslie couldn't handle it. The ball is out of bounds, and the Monarchs will have it with 7:46 to play in the first quarter. And there's that swarming defense.
Got to be there. They know, and the defense was the difference on their last road trip. They really, anytime they stepped at the defensive end, that's when things started to happen for them with their offense.
2 turnovers now on the Los Angeles Sparks, and the Monarchs in a half-court set. Shot clock at 10. Tisha attacks the basket. Finds Powell. Good job by Keisha Brown to step out. Shot clock at 2, and a step under shot no good. That's a tough one to hit, and good defense by Los Angeles.
Great defense. It looked like they were in a zone that time. And talk about wingspans, every single player.
Wait a minute, we had a whistle, and then 2 officials had different signals, but they go with the blocking call. Let's get a look at this.
Well, Keisha Brown, oh wow, and the crowd watching the replay not happy. Wow. Tisha was standing there for a long time, but Keisha Brown clips her on the right side, kind of a different angle, and the official, I think, thought Tisha may have shifted at the last minute. But Keisha Brown, 5'10" out of Georgia, has taken the start with Tamika Johnson out.
The benefit of the replay oftentimes gives you that better look.
Yeah.
And the officials, give them credit. They have got to make calls split second. They don't get the opportunity we all just had.
Nope.
But Los Angeles still looking for their first points. Marie Ferdinand Harris clangs one up there. And a good job by Adrian Williams to chase down the miss. So Sacramento with a very slim 2-point margin. Under 7 minutes to play in the first quarter. We thank you for watching Monarchs basketball. The WNBA on Comcast Sportsnet this evening. Penichero in the lane. She looks a lot more confident shooting the ball this year.
It only takes 1 or 2 top scoring games to kind of get that confidence. She had 9 points in their win at Minnesota.
A turnover on Los Angeles. That's their 3rd. And Powell for 3.
And that's what they talked about, getting the offense out and running. Get there before the defense gets set. And there was a mismatch. Candace Parker was standing and watching. Nicole Powell was watching it go in.
The Monarchs are pitching a 7-0 shutout. Los Angeles wants time, and the fans at Arco are loving it. With 6:20 to play in the first. Good job by Sacramento to get back in transition.
Looking to push, and Kara Lawson, who got the steal, took it out. That's what's great about the versatile play of these players. And Nicole was waving her hands to let her know she was the open player on the wing. The defense hadn't gotten there yet, and Kara able to find her.
And Nicole was one of those players who very early on in the season, there was that difficult adjustment and coming back from the European game and getting your feet wet back here in the U.S. But boy, she really is playing well right now.
She had very tough trouble coming back from Russia in the offseason, and she came right in, got barely 2 practices in before they hit the home opener, and then they hit that 3-game road trip, Jim. And I think it was about, I don't know, midway through that first game of the road trip, she hit the wall.
Let's be joined right now by the 3rd member of our broadcast crew. Say hi to Angela Tsai. Ange?
Hi, thank you very much, Coz. The energy here at Arco is infectious, and I think especially so because it's Dads and Daughters Night. And that's why Tisha Penichero flew her father, Joao, all the way from Portugal so that he could attend this game. I talked to her before the game in the locker room, and she told me that he coached her co-ed club team back in Portugal when she was 12. And he was very tough on her because she was the only girl. She says to this day, he still remains a big inspiration to her, and because of his limited English, he's a source of amusement as well.
No, I was playing in Russia with, and Lisa Leslie was actually on my team, and the president of the team took all of us to dinner, and my parents were visiting. So we were just, it was like an hour and some change, like in the dinner, and Lisa was like, your dad hasn't said a word. Does he speak English? And I'm like, yeah, he speaks a little bit, but he's shy. So he was like, you speak English, sir? And he was like, beat LA. So my dad is really shy, and he doesn't speak a lot of English, but that's the only thing that he pretty much was comfortable, you know, saying. So it was funny because she was like, oh, now I don't want to talk to you anymore. So it was funny.
It sounds like she taught him well what to say, but now it's a matter of when to say it. And I think right about now is the time to say it, Coz.
I got you on that, Angela. That's a great one. Now, that's a good story. And because many of these players who play in the WNBA, they are teammates overseas in the European season or wherever they may play. But that is a dandy story about Tisha's dad.
She obviously taught him the right things to say, the right English pronunciation. If you can't say much else, say beat LA if you're a Sacramento Monarchs fan.
And off the timeout, Los Angeles turns it over again. A backdoor bouncer by Keisha Brown. And she tried to hit Candace Parker, and Parker just mistimed the catch. That's the 4th turnover on Los Angeles, and Sacramento with a 7-0 lead.
Jim, this is a back-to-back situation for LA. Just playing Connecticut last night at home. They got a win on that one, but still, back-to-backs, you know those aren't easy.
Brunson with a great step through and duck under and gets the layup.
Reading what the defense gives you right there. Becky saw it completely.
Marie Ferdinand Harris off the dribble penetration. Delisha Milton-Jones pass, tipped loose, 13 to shoot. Lisa Leslie missing, and Kara Lawson cleans it up. Monarchs want to run. Tisha has Powell. And now Nicole for Adrian Williams. A nice spin on Lisa Leslie, and the ball is out of bounds, and it will go to Los Angeles.
She's a great defender. You know, you think about her offense and what she's done. She leads the league in all-time scoring, over 5,000 points in her career, Jim, but she's also an excellent defender. 2nd in blocks, 1st in rebounds. Just really agile for 6'5". You know, and the fact that she and Tisha were teammates, one of the things Tisha said when she came back, she said she couldn't believe the work ethic of Lisa Leslie. She said, you know, I know everybody always gives you such a hard time here in Sacramento, but she said she was really impressed with how hard she works.
Off the Keisha Brown miss, Sacramento with their 5th rebound of the first quarter. And Penichero gets caught up on the baseline, got pinched, tried to throw it off Brown, and did. Well, that's the old schoolyard trick, isn't it? You get pinched on the baseline, you throw it off your opponent's leg out of bounds.
Keisha Brown almost got the steal on it, but had her toes over the inline.
Sacramento with substitutions. Lawson and Williams Strong go to the bench. Los Angeles brings some fresh legs out there as well. That's Christy Thomas, a 6'3" player. Laura Harper, 1st-round draft pick out of Maryland for Sacramento. Does a very good job on the glass. Brings a lot of emotional energy when she's on the floor.
No, she really does. So physical.
Nicole Powell, her 2nd 3 of the first quarter. And Sacramento shooting it well right now.
Nicole, 4 of 7 behind the arc at Minnesota. She had 18 points in that game the other night.
The Monarchs have hit 4 straight after missing their first 5 shots, and they lead it 12-0 on Los Angeles. The 5-2 Los Angeles Sparks. And here's a jump shot that used an awful lot of iron, but Delisha Milton-Jones gets LA on the score sheet.
This team averages 82 points per game, LA does, so you don't expect it to stay at 0 for much longer.
Tisha Penichero off a screen from the rookie. Brunson under duress knocks it down over Candace Parker, and Rebecca Brunson has 6 in the quarter. And then a whistle as LA tried to turn it up the floor quickly.
Becky Brunson, tough time on the road, but not here at home. She's really been active without the basketball. Saw a little bit of the opening. Candace Parker just barely out there with a hand on her face.
So 14-3 start for Sacramento. Candace Parker gets a lot of pressure from Nicole Powell. The shot clock inside 10 for the Sparks. Keisha Brown wants a screen. Shot clock to 2. Brown didn't get the shot up in time. Shot clock violation. The official Kurt Walker was all over it. Michael Cooper cool and calm, and Well, you see, Jenny Busick will stand for the majority of the game. She's the sixth player out there.
She's everywhere. You know, you forget how young of a coach that she really is. I mean, there are still some of her former teammates, I think, playing in the league right now.
Well, I can attest to that. Actually, she was a player when I was broadcasting early in the league with Houston. She was playing with Cleveland. You remember her as well.
I sure do.
So we know how young she is.
Yes, we do.
And that is, you know, she is actually the definition of what this league wants to grow. Players to assistant coaches to head coaches on the women's side. That's great advancement in the women's game.
Yeah, great experience in what they can bring. And you can look all the way across the league and see, you know, we're looking at a Minnesota team this year that has Jen Gillum as an assistant coach, and what a player like Jen Gillum can bring as an assistant coach. And they're having great success in Minnesota this year.
Nicole Powell, top of the circle. And a loose ball foul, and it's on Los Angeles. The Monarchs had hit 5 straight prior to that miss. Sacramento Monarchs basketball, it's presented to you by Wells Fargo, the next stage. The Monarchs with the ball. Aquanisha Franklin is checked in, and she's the point guard who has the ball right now. Aqua off the screen. Shot clock to 10. Chelsea Newton got clubbed by Rafaela Masciardi, and free throws will come for the Rutgers player.
Both teams going to their bench. You know, Sacramento did have a day yesterday, but it was of travel coming back from Minnesota. They did practice after they got back in, and now today a game, and you've got this LA team on a back-to-back. So, Jim, both teams using their bench because LA has really been relying on their starters primarily the majority of this season. Very little play from their bench, but tonight, different story.
Chelsea Newton with the free throw. That's the first scoring from the Monarchs bench. Kara Lawson's going to circle back into the ball game, and Nicole Powell sits down. 2 threes in the game for Nicole. She's got 6. And Kara Lawson had that huge game back in her hometown, Washington, on that last road trip. That was a big performance for her.
It was. She and Nicole, they just stole the show in that game.
Combined for 50 in that one. The Monarchs up 15-3 on the Los Angeles Sparks. Parker missing. She kind of hobbled up on that left knee as she pulled up on the jump shot.
She's wincing a little bit as she goes back.
Wow, an offensive foul against Aquanisha Franklin on the handoff exchange to Newton. She ran into Masciardi, and the foul was called as Becky Brunson sits down with 6 points and 3 rebounds.
And here you see she's got the neoprene wrap, and it was kind of an awkward stance right there as she pulled up for that jumper. The left knee buckled just a little bit. She had some work done on it to clean some things out, and maybe not 100% back from that.
Out of the corner, Masciardi for 3, and Laura Harper had the rebound, and then a foul is called. It's on Christy Thomas of Los Angeles. And for Sacramento, they will be walking to the other end of the floor, and they've got free throws coming because the Sparks are already over the limit. 2:28 to play in the first quarter.
Michael Cooper's team just hasn't really found a rhythm yet. Whatever unit he's had out there just hasn't had a lot of flow, and he's not going to let Lisa Leslie sit much longer. They're going to try to get her in after this. Much different team when she's out there on the court, and they had a tough season last year, just 10-24. She was out on maternity leave, and her baby girl's going to have her 1-year birthday tomorrow.
On Father's Day. Now there's a gift for Dad.
It sure is, yeah.
More substitutions on the Los Angeles side. Sydney Spencer, who loves to see this floor and loves to see the Sacramento Monarchs. She has career nights against the Monarchs.
Well, she is a phenomenal three-point shooter. She's leading the league right now in three-point percentage. She's shooting 77% behind the arc right now, Jim.
People don't do that from the layup line.
No, you're lucky if your free throws are that good.
Masciardi on the perimeter. 1 of 2 free throws for Laura Harper, and the Monarchs' lead has grown to 13. They have the active hands and feet out there as Leslie gets in deep and lays the ball in. And for Lisa Leslie, that's her first 2 of the ball game.
LA, you've got to stick with what's gotten you to this point with your record at 6-2, and that's going to the starters. You've got to get it to Lisa Leslie.
Harper with an offensive rebound, missed the short one, and then the rebound down to Los Angeles under 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. The Monarchs with 3 rookies on the floor right now, and there's a turnover on Los Angeles for the 6th time in the quarter. They've tossed it away. But this is not unusual for Jenny Busick to go with 3 young players on the floor at the same time.
No, she's really gotten confidence in them. They've been getting the minutes, and as long as they're playing well in this group, they get along, great chemistry. We've seen great minutes from this bunch.
Crystal Kelly is the 3rd rookie out there. Lawson tried to 3, fell down late, and a foul called on Rafaela Masciadri, and 3 free throws coming for Kara Lawson.
It was an awkward stance as Masciadri trying to get out in front of the Harper screen. She goes diving at Kara, and boy, Kara lucky she didn't turn the ankle on that one as she came down on Masciadri's foot. But she'll get the free throws. And for this group for LA right now, they have Shannon Bobbitt out of Tennessee, another rookie. She had been running the point, but Keisha Brown's come back in, and that's something they're struggling with when Candace Parker's not out there, and she's typically handling the ball for them. Who do they have? Who's the backup? Because Tamika Johnson has been out there, 5'3" point guard out of LSU.
So they have Bobbitt, Spencer, they have Parker. Are they going to ask Pat Summitt to visit at any point?
Yeah, really.
Everyone from Tennessee.
The Tennessee connection here. Those 3 were all teammates in the 2007 championship run, and then last year Bobbitt and Candace Parker were teammates in the 2008 championship. So they are players that know how to win.
Are you a believer that when you're trying to win at the pro level, it helps to have players who have won at the highest level prior? Get them on your roster?
Absolutely. I think they have a different kind of mindset. They know what it takes to get themselves to that point, to that level.
Coming up in the second quarter, Ron Artest, Kings forward, who is on the radio side with Jason Ross right now. He'll be seated with us here courtside. And we always love talking to Ron. He joined us on opening night in the victory over San Antonio for Sacramento. And now we get him tonight as Marie Ferdinand misses the long one, and the littlest player on the floor, Aquanisha Franklin, grabs the rebound.
Well, the smallest player for the Monarchs anyway. Bobbitt's right there with her, I think, for LA.
Good hands by Lawson, but Ferdinand got it back, had it stripped, and the Monarchs with a steal. Under a minute to play in the first quarter.
Great help side D by Sacramento. They're really dropping down, causing problems. Not a lot of interior play by LA.
The Sacramento defense has been the story in the quarter. The offense trying to add to the lead, and Kara Lawson will go to the line with 39.7 seconds left in the first. A chance to put the Monarchs up 21-5.
A great defense. Kara getting back on transition. There's Aqua coming over for the help side. She tips it over to Kara, and they get out and look to run. Those keys that we talked about, things that they needed to do, get back on transition D, and then get out and run.
Now, does Aqua get a block or a steal on that?
I'm not sure. I think with that effort, I give her both, I think. But they're not asking me, so. And then Marie Ferdinand, who was the LA player, she was a free agent this year. She was with San Antonio before, and now she's part of this LA team. She has amazing athleticism, so it was excellent defense to get back on her.
So the Monarchs with a 16-point lead until Sydney Spencer touches the basketball. You said 77%. That goes up slightly.
It sure does. She was perfect last night against Connecticut as well, 2 for 2 behind the arc.
Difference of 5 on the shot and game clock. So LA could get a final shot in the quarter. Aqua Franklin against Bobbitt. Aqua can't squeeze it in. Now we have a loose ball foul on Los Angeles. Bert Walker, the official, made the call. Marie Ferdinand Harris trying to plead her case. Michael Cooper as well. You tell us, Krista.
We talked about how physical. There you see Laura Harper for the Monarchs. Boy, I don't know. And Marie Ferdinand Harris was trying to do everything she could to back her out of there. Michael Cooper doesn't agree. And I love the effort from Laura Harper, but I think that maybe should have gone the other way.
So it is the rookie, Laura Harper, who will go to the free throw line. She won a championship. A lot of championship rings on the floor in this game tonight.
There are. And that says a lot about this rookie class, what they have really brought to the league this year. It's amazing the minutes that they're getting, and it's really something to watch. Great crowd here. People lined up with their cameras, taking pictures of these superstars.
And at the WNBA level, both teams have championships, so a lot of winners on the floor. Harper hit the second. 2 seconds remaining in the first. Spencer can't get the final shot to go down. And we head to the second 10. Boy, do the fans love the effort by the Monarchs in quarter number 1. They lead 22-8 over the LA Sparks. And the Monarchs getting production from the starters early. A great night on Dads and Daughters Night here in Sacramento. We thank you for joining us for WNBA action. It's the Monarchs and Sparks on Comcast Sportsnet.
I mean, they're professionals. Anytime you get a chance, and it's basketball, and I love professional basketball, so they do they're very, very, well, they just play well. They just play really, really well, and I enjoy watching it.
How tough is it? You've got a player like Candace Parker coming in. There's so much hype and hoopla on her. There's obviously been hype and hoopla about your playing career and your playing days. How tough is it for a young player when you're first getting started, when all eyes seem to be on you?
Well, she's ready. She's 6'5", can play the center position and the point guard, and she handles the ball like a point guard. And the defense just doesn't rattle her at all.
And here on Dads and Daughters Night, we have to ask you, how are things going for your daughter?
It's going great. It's a great day.
There you go.
It's important that people come out and enjoy their daughters. Definitely.
We have got a whistle on the lob in, and a foul is called. Now, Lisa Leslie laid the ball in, but they're going to take the basket away, saying the foul came on the catch. So take the 2 away and give Los Angeles the ball on the side. Yeah, a lot of great players on the floor tonight. Lisa Leslie, one of them, Candace Parker, who will bring in from the side. And when those two exchange, you're looking at the original face of the league, Lisa Leslie, and the new face of the league, who's got the ball now, Candace Parker.
Her skills is just great.
Shot clock at 1. LA doesn't see it. It's their second shot clock violation. And Lisa Leslie, a little frustrated, felt that she had 2 points there, but didn't come away with it.
But the defense is better.
There you go. And you like defense.
Oh, yeah. You got to put that first. You put that first, and everything else will happen.
They definitely have, and a lot of people are talking about how much talent's on this LA team, but it's not always about talent. You've got to have good chemistry as well. It's all about figuring out how to put it all together.
Oh, yeah, and you look at the Monarchs, I don't think they have a major scorers averaging 20-plus points, but everybody's playing together. It's all equal, and at the end of the season, I think we'll be at the top.
Yeah, that'll take you a lot further.
Oh, yeah.
And you look at this roster, they did have a couple of players who kind of broke out on the last road trip. Do they need 20-point scorers, Krista? Do they need someone to do that?
I think it's important for them to recognize it when others are off. If other players are off, then yeah, they do need a couple of 20-point scorers. But I think that's just in recognition. Nicole Powell knows when others aren't playing well, she's got to step up and hit shots, and they can take turns as long as there's enough of them out there doing it.
Oh, yeah, it's enough. You got Tisha, and you got, of course, Lawson to make big shots.
Yeah.
A breakout by Delisha Milton-Jones. She was leaking out on that miss by Tisha, and Delisha has the hoop. She has 5 points in the ball game. For Los Angeles, that is just their second 2-point field goal as Nicole Powell from 3-point range bangs home her third 3-point shot. She's got 9, and the Monarchs up 15.
Well, she's one of those players that can average 20 points if she wants, but she's a team player.
Right back, Delisha Milton. Target practice, her second 3 of the ball game. They are 3 of 4 shooting the threes for Los Angeles.
I don't think Delisha liked Nicole just turning and shooting on her, because I thought Delisha was right there in her face.
Adrian Williams to the hoop. She blew right by Lisa Leslie.
Adrian is definitely a good center for them. And then you're bringing Harper after her.
Boy, is the pace picked up here in the second quarter.
Quick pace, transition defense, so important for Sacramento, and something that sometimes you can let slide. And right now we've just seen a couple of easy buckets for the Sparks.
So in the first quarter, they had a good possession. When they got back on defense, and Lawson got the steal. They just had to keep that up.
Bouncer into Crystal Kelly, had it stripped. There were two purple jerseys there. LA tries to run. Tisha saw it coming and made the steal. And she's one of the best in the league in that category.
Yes, she is. She's right there. She and Cheryl Swoops just back and forth as leaders.
There she goes.
Powell with a three-point play chance. Monarchs madness has arrived in the second quarter at Arco Arena.
I love when she's shooting and attacking instead of just shooting all jump shots because they have to guard her.
Well,
and if they don't.
You're right, Ron. It starts with the defense, as you said, and then it's nice to see Nicole's versatility because we know she can hit the three, but no one really, I don't think, knows that she can take it in and be as strong as she is inside.
If she did that more, she'd definitely be more effective.
Ron, when players do start to hit the outside shot early, do they tend to stay relying on the outside shot and not drive?
Sometimes it depends on what type of player you are. I think if you're comfortable shooting out there, you might miss a couple shots and just continue to shoot, but some people want to get to the bucket and get a free throw or get a layup to get them going.
Parker can't get it to go, gets knocked to the floor, and a loose ball foul, and that was a dangerous collision.
Yes, it was.
Parker is down holding her left knee. Williams Strong is down and gets up, but Parker is staying down right now.
Never like to see players on the floor.
No, you definitely don't. And I know that Candace Parker's been a little banged up. She's got the brace on the left shoulder. She's had the dislocations. She's got the neoprene wrap on the left knee. She's had that cleaned up not too long. I actually thought she fell and landed on her elbow. Really couldn't break her fall. You can see the knee twist a little bit and bodies falling on each other. Awkward fall.
Yes, and if you don't think this is a physical game, just take a look at a play like that and bodies colliding hard. But Parker stays in the ball game and has it down low for her first two tonight. And she's got some fans here as well. I saw some Tennessee orange sliding around Arco tonight.
She does. Tough is it also, Ron, for a player like her to know that she needs to stay in the game. It's obvious that she has some injuries,
right.
But how tough is it to know that you have to be somebody on this team and on the floor?
Well, I seen her earlier and she was limping. I'm like, wow, she's limping a little bit, and she continued to play. 6'5", that's pretty tall for women's basketball. She's picking up the point guard, forcing the turnover. She's a tough player.
Yeah, and the trainer for Los Angeles is going to get over and have a good close look at that left knee and the wrap that she has on it. And Lisa Leslie sits down right next to her. So the two big stars not on the floor for Los Angeles. Thomas missing, and Sacramento rebounds again. Their 10th rebound as a team in the first half.
I would like to see her just be ready to shoot, triple threat position, and let that thing go.
Well, I was thinking the same thing right there. If I had gotten that right there, I would have wanted to just turn and take it.
A bump on the drive as Tisha tried to get to the baseline, and the foul comes against Los Angeles. It's on Muriel Page, one of the great veterans in this league. She's been around the block a while, hasn't she? Started with the Washington Mystics.
Yeah, she's been around quite some time.
Did Tisha get her 2,000th point today already?
Oh, yeah. I believe she probably did.
With that first hoop of the ball game.
She did get it, huh?
Yes.
2,000 points.
And the all-time assist leader in the WNBA, showing that she can score as well.
Got two big bodies down there, and Thomas and Harper. I like that matchup.
And Tisha Penachero on cue as 4 on that jump shot. And the Monarchs go up 31-17. Just under 6 minutes remaining in the second quarter.
There's not really anybody that can guard off the dribble, you know. She can just get a shot anytime.
Yeah, that's a good point. She's really been reading who's been guarding her, and much smaller defenders. She knows she's got to take it at him.
Spencer doesn't see the clock. Shot clock violation. The third that Sacramento's defense has forced against Los Angeles. Timeout on the floor. Jenny Busick has her team playing well. Tisha Penachero has gone over the 2,000-point mark in her career.
Well, it's all about just overplay. That time it was just Becky standing out there with the hand in the passing lane. The rotation, the help side D. Look at the Monarchs collapsing on Lisa Leslie right there. And then help side again, working their way into the lane. They're up on the Sparks, though, not giving them any open looks. There's Aqua with the help, and there's Kara taking off with the transition. But that's something Jenny Busick really pushes, and it's all about defense.
I know, Ron, tonight your teammate, Francisco Garcia, seated nearby. Is he critiquing your broadcast abilities?
He is, and he's talking to me. He's taunting me. And unfortunately, we can't give the fans technical fouls, but...
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, I've seen it happen. They kicked the fan out of here on Friday night a week ago. Yeah. So you never know what might happen as the second quarter continues. And Sacramento with the ball. Becky Brunson, who had a good start, throws a pass behind Laura Harper. And Los Angeles tries to run. That's the 7th turnover on Sacramento. Parker. Oh, she is big in the post. What collapsing defense by Sacramento as they forced the 10th turnover on Los Angeles.
Might have been a foul, but at home, we'll take that.
Brunson attacks Parker. Missing, and Candace Parker has the rebound.
I think she can play in the league.
I think she's going to be okay.
At 6'5", bringing the ball up with ease behind the back through the legs.
There's that Sacramento defense doing a good job.
It's all about helping down. There's Kara dropping down. Candace Parker, where is she? There's Becky Brunson dropping down. Any opportunity that they can to drop down and double team her, they have to. You've got to know where she is on the court.
Monarchs 31-17 with a lead on Los Angeles. Sacramento trying to add to their 3-game win streak. Laura Harper off the 2-player game, and that was worked perfectly.
If they do win it all this year, she's definitely a big reason because she's a big load down there. Nobody can really, keep her off the boards.
She is strong. She's so physical.
All right, Sydney Spencer hits another 3, her second of the ball game. And if she comes out of this ball game shooting better than 77%, look out. I mean, that's a great 3-point shooter.
Yeah, she's got it down. That is definitely her role. But she's having to play some post defense inside.
This game's getting physical out on the perimeter. Delisha Milton-Jones and Rebecca Brunson getting physical away from the basketball as Becky was trying to make a back cut. And you can tell the veterans on these two teams, they don't like one another. What's it like when you're on the floor when you have professional respect for the opposition?
I think sometimes, you might respect somebody. It looks like you hate them because you're playing so hard, because they're going to bring their A game. That's probably what this competition is right here.
Delisha sits down. Lisa Leslie back into the ball game for Milton. She has 3 personal fouls.
It is LA and Sacramento, too.
True.
That's true.
Doesn't matter. NBA, WNBA. The cities are not friendly. Ooh. Well, there's a collision. Chelsea went down in a heap and she'll get free throws.
Good move.
Chelsea couldn't believe it with the crossover. Candace Parker was on the other side of her, so she took off down the lane. Candace Parker completely fooled, so Chelsea had to go with it, and then Sydney Spencer was just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Chelsea definitely a smart player. Always in the right spot at the right time.
Yeah, and she's really become more offensive-minded also. She kind of came in as a Monarch, known for her defense coming out of Rutgers, but it's nice to see her becoming more of an offensive threat, too.
Yeah, I know that when I first watched her, she was playing a lot of defense and wasn't really looking to score as much, but you got to be a threat out there.
Well, the free throw differential is interesting in this one. Sacramento 11 of 16 at the foul line. The Sparks looking to go to the line for the first time. They haven't been there yet. Is that a sign that the Monarchs are the aggressors in this one as they tap it away off Candace Parker out of bounds? That is aggressive defense by the Monarchs. 11 turnovers on Los Angeles, and boy, the fans enjoying themselves tonight.
They're carrying over from the road to home.
They are bringing that energy, and you can see Chelsea Newton excited about it. Nothing better than a big defensive stop.
And a knockaway for Los Angeles.
Sometimes a shot is better than a turnover.
Yeah.
Good pass.
And inside, Muriel Page gets the easy one.
Well, what court awareness by Candace Parker.
Shalonda Robinson.
And one. I like when she's aggressive. She can play. She doesn't do too much. Never see her complain.
Never see her complain, and boy.
Doesn't give as much time as she would like, I guess, but
Just works hard, and boy, what a pass by Candace Parker behind the back. It's really something to see a player of her size have the ability that she has out there. You probably see it a little more in the NBA. You don't see it as much on the women's side, and maybe that's just going to be the trend now.
Is she the only one like that tall that can move? And
the way she plays the game, you might say that, because there are other good big players in the game, but they don't handle the ball in the open court the way she does. They don't have the ability, and Krista, you can speak to this because you saw her a lot in college, her ability in the open court and down low.
Yeah, it's really something to see her handle the ball, especially because you don't see big players like that. I mean, one of the biggest point guard type players that I think could be physical is maybe a Nikki Teasy, but she was really, truly a point guard.
And another turnover on Los Angeles.
I think a lot of that has to do with the coaching. Obviously, when she was young, her coach said, you don't have to just play down low. Because she's athletic enough to move, and maybe like Lisa, if she was working on her handle when she was young, she would have been the same type. There's a lot of big girls out there that should, play on the perimeter and, of course, rebound, but play on the perimeter and get your handle right.
You're right. Yeah, lucky to be in a situation where they allowed her to do more than just post up down low.
That's a tough runner by Shalonda Robinson with the defense in her face, and Sho knocks it down. The Monarchs have scored 15 points off the 13 turnovers by LA, but right back Candace Parker to the goal. She gets fouled and will have a free throw, but first a timeout with 2 minutes and 44 seconds remaining in the second. The pace is quickened. Nice. That wasn't it? A lot of fun inside Arco. The fans are here to see the Monarchs. Oh yeah, and Miss Parker. To come here and enjoy. There are many women that you are looking at right there who are inspirations to the little ones, and even some of the older fans as well who love watching these professionals play in the WNBA. And the bench has done a heck of a job for Sacramento on this evening, combining for 10 points. This is part of the experience you get at Arco Arena, Dads and Daughters Night, and the hip-hop crew finishing strong. Ron, you got moves like that?
Jim.
Well, if my daughter was out there and asked me to do it, he just did. I don't know.
That reminds me of when my dad and I used to throw the cardboard down and spin around a little bit.
Sure.
It's like being back home in Indiana.
He has some moves?
No.
Yes, he does. Your father had great moves.
He would have tried. He would have tried.
All of us dads have to learn to do things like that, right?
Yes.
You know?
I don't think my father can do that.
No?
His knees are gone.
Well, you never know. They might be able to find something. Ron Artest joining Krista Blank and myself here. And Arco Arena is a hop and play. Sacramento has done a good job against this great Los Angeles team. And the crowd has responded as well, Ron. What's it like when this crowd really starts to get behind you guys on the floor?
It gives you more energy. And if you're on a road team coming here, it might be tough, and they might not come away with the victory.
This is the first free throw by Los Angeles in the ball game. 2:44 to play in the second quarter. The differential is 18-1 at the line on attempts.
Yeah, they were not happy in that first quarter. They put Sacramento to the line early in that one, gave them a lot of opportunities.
And that's also a sign that Sacramento has been the aggressor in this game.
Oh yeah, from the get-go they started like that.
And there's another one right there. A nice solid move into the lane by Rebecca Brunson. Krista, we pointed out early, we will watch her, and this is a very important mental game for Becky.
Boy, it is. You can see how the excitement after she made that last one.
Parker with an air ball for a three, and it bounces out of bounds.
This is a confidence move, one-on-one. Lisa Leslie out of position, and Becky just kept going, got as close and far in, got that up and under move. Spin move first, step under, and then you see fist pumps from her. She needs this. This definitely needs that confidence boost.
You know, Ron, how impressed are you with the footwork and the fundamentals in the women's game? That was good footwork there.
It definitely was, and that's why I watched a lot. That's why I started watching to actually take some things from the WNBA and apply it to my game. The fundamentals are important.
Powell. Harper offensive rebound. The rookie with two.
She is strong. She gets so low in the box.
Well, the Monarchs are denying on the perimeter way outside.
Getting back to Becky, I was saying she could do everything except handling the ball. She does everything. She can shoot the jumper off the dribble, rebounds, everything except handle the ball.
Yeah,
she got a pretty good handle also.
She really has worked hard in the last couple of years in getting the jump shot. Her jump shot used to be a little inconsistent, but now it's so much more fluid and so much more consistent. And she needed that because she was known for her hops and just being inside.
Shot clock at 5. Aquanisha Franklin.
That's that big body.
That was some thirst-quenching Aqua Franklin right there.
It is starting to feel like a playoff game inside Arco Arena. A foul inside. Harper and Brunson were there trying to defend against Lisa Leslie.
I don't think that was a foul. That's just a big body down there.
Boy, that's Bobbitt and Franklin, 5'2" against 5'2", but Aqua Franklin is so strong, not afraid to go inside. She's tough.
And the fans love her here at Arco. This crowd responding to the efforts by the home team. Lisa Leslie.
Anytime you're picking up full court, every possession, fans definitely gonna appreciate that.
Love the effort.
I'm hearing some cowbells in the background. That's always a welcome sound of the ears here in Sacramento. A timeout on the floor with 54.6 seconds remaining in the first half. Rookies have combined for 8 in the quarter, and Crystal Kelly's coming off a career-high game just a couple of nights ago.
Yeah, I love her game. I'm so glad they've added her to this roster. 18 points, a career high.
Monarchs try to get a quick 2 for 1, and it didn't work in their favor, and LA comes right back in transition. Bobbitt with a miss, and so Sacramento with a ball. There is a difference of 9 on the shot and game clocks. These teams really shooting well in the second quarter. LA 8 for 12, Sacramento 9 for 12 from the floor in the quarter. Harper lost it, got it back, and the shot is blocked by Christy Thomas. LA with 10 seconds left in the half. They're down 15. Nice feed to Muriel Page.
Well, that was Muriel Page. Not a lot of minutes this season, but she was running the court, letting Bobbitt know she was there.
3 seconds left in the half. Lawson behind the back, got loose. Nice move, but the jumper wouldn't go down. The first half is over. A breakneck pace at times in the second. And the Sparks will try to regroup down to point half, an 88-point pace. What impresses you more, the offense or the way the defense is played?
Got to say the defense, and it's carrying over. They're denying, playing really good transition defense, which is important.
Same for you?
I think so. I think a lot of the offense came from that defense. That energy did lead to a lot of the offense, and that's what they want. That's what this team wants to be about.
Great having you. Back on the radio now?
Yes, back on the radio, going over there, have a little bit of fun.
All right.
It's always great being here at Sacramento.
Thanks, Ron.
Ron Artest joining us here.
With us on the trip. You're right.
I know. I don't know how those bloggers get on the bus rides and on the plane trips, but they do. And that anonymous blogger took the snaps.
Yeah.
All right, second half underway. The start to the second half will be very important for Los Angeles. Candace Parker on the floor, Keisha Brown, Marie Ferdinand Harris had it stripped and a steal as Carol Lawson was right there to poke it away. And the Monarchs will have their first possession. I'm looking at Tisha Penicheiro. The inside of her left leg looks like someone took a baseball bat to it. Yeah. And there are a bunch of bruises down the shin bone.
She has been so beaten up over the last several games, hitting the mouth.
Shot clock inside 5. Tisha finds Lawson. Offensive rebound of the Monarchs. And a fresh 24-second shot clock.
For the halftime stats, Jim, it's really surprising to me that LA did not have an offensive rebound in the first half.
When you consider the front line that they have, that sentence is amazing to hear.
Yeah.
because they have got 3 great frontline players. You think one that would just fall to them.
Well, and it's interesting because this big lineup for LA, they were often looking at one another because things were so frazzled for them in the first half that they were so out of sync. They were more looking at one another trying to figure out what had just happened as opposed to crashing the boards and getting the offensive rebounds.
Lisa Leslie spots the open Candace Parker, who is struggling tonight. And then a loose ball foul on Sacramento down low. See Parker, who is going up for another jump shot, trying to get her timing down, but she is struggling in this game. Kara Lawson, another Tennessee player. A lot of Tennessee players that are woven through this game and woven through this league.
Yeah, I would say Pat Summitt's done a pretty good job in preparing her players to come in and play at the next level.
That offensive rebound was the first offensive rebound for Los Angeles. It went to Delisha Milton-Jones. And here's a throw-in by Tisha Penicheiro that was a little sloppy and picked up by Los Angeles. Marie Ferdinand Harris will go to the line with the free throws. That's a dangerous place for Tisha to try to save the ball.
Yeah, it was on the opponent's end, and it was a weird hop as Marie Ferdinand came after. She tried to hit it off of her then, and instead bounces it right to her under her basket. But Sacramento has to know that this is going to be a different half. They can't just sit back and say, well, we played so well in the first half. And they know that. They saw that in almost every game on their last road trip. Trying to put together the entire all four quarters for this team has been a struggle. It's something that they focus on.
That's the first point by a member of the starting backcourt for Los Angeles. Marie Ferdinand Harris with 1 point as she splits the free throws. Pass inside by Lawson. Got knocked loose, and Adrian Williams strong under pressure, missing. Parker tapped it but couldn't control, and the Monarchs get a second shot. Offense standing around a little bit. Nicole Powell beats Candace Parker. Missed the finger roll. Rebound thrown off the Monarchs out of bounds. And Lisa Leslie able to get away with it that time. That was dangerous on her part.
Yeah, you're right. And this was one of these situations where the offense was breaking down. So Nicole, being aggressive, had to take it in. She was right there, couldn't get it. Becky Brunson trying to keep it alive.
We had a high pace in this game in the second quarter. The third has started slower. Delisha Milton-Jones from deep out of the corner. That's a 2. Well, that ball hit the front of the iron out of the corner, bounced high into the air and straight through the hoop. You don't see that often.
No, you don't. She had 8 points in the first half. She was 2 for 2 behind the three-point arc.
She's in double figures with 10, Delisha Milton-Jones is. And Los Angeles, if you go back to the second quarter, on a 9-2 run. They've closed Sacramento's lead to 10. Monarchs looking for some scoring in the second half, and they cough it up. Sparks, Keisha Brown, nice move. And then an offensive foul is called. This time it works for Tisha Penicheiro.
Tisha took every ounce of that contact by Keisha Brown coming down the lane. Had one of those in the first half, didn't go her way. We're right in the midsection. And talking with Tisha the other day on the road trip, she said she's just that kind of size. She's always going to be the player that has to come over for the help side on the baseline and draw the contact. And it feels good to get that charge, but at the same time, it's a lot of bruises.
Nicole Powell missing out of the corner for 3, but an offensive rebound. The Monarchs have gone 3 minutes to start the third and have yet to score. Off the weave, Lawson hounded by the Los Angeles defense, and a foul is called that will send Kara to the line. The foul is on Marie Ferdinand Harris. But Sacramento over 3 minutes without scoring, and Los Angeles trying to bring in more firepower.
And that was what was so important in the first half. At Sacramento, they came out, they were the aggressors. They came out and took control of things defensively and offensively. But this half, you're kind of seeing LA come back with a different focus.
Lawson with a miss, and the Monarchs are under 70% for the game at the line. Kara's got 6 points. Muriel Page, Rafaela Masciadri, both coming in off the bench here in the third quarter. Masciadri checks the clock. It's at 5. Under pressure, fires a jumper in. The Italian player, wow.
Wow, she had Kara right there on her. This is a player that they picked up in 2004 as a free agent. Hadn't seen her in the last couple of seasons. Now they picked her up again as a free agent.
And she's got the international experience, national team play. Shot clock at 5 for Sacramento. It's a single-digit lead for the Monarchs. Shot clock at 2. A 2-point try is short, and the Monarchs' offense has looked stagnant. Sacramento 0 for 7 here in the third. LA 2 for 4. And they're on an 11-4 run dating back to the second quarter. And a foul on the open court on Tisha Pinachero. Monarchs look like a completely different team.
Yeah, they definitely do, and I think LA's come out with a much different focus. You know, LA had 3 shot clock violations in the first half that the defense had forced on them, and right now we've seen 2 possessions by Sacramento that may as well have been shot clock violations. They really didn't get much out of it.
More fresh legs for LA as Christy Thomas is into the ball game. Masciadri, Brown, that's an NBA 3. And Brunson has the miss. That's her 5th rebound of the ball game. And the Monarchs, they're trying to get a field goal here in the third.
LA had dropped in and out of a zone in the first half, but right now they're really playing aggressive matchup, man-to-man.
Brunson tries to step through on Page. Ball knocked to the floor. Lawson tapped at it. Who got it? Who got it? They give the ball to Los Angeles. Go to Best Buy for your electronics, home office products, entertainment software, appliances, and related service needs. Best Buy. Get yours. Sacramento has missed their last 11 tries from the floor. They have not hit a field goal in the first half of the third quarter. Keisha Brown, an offensive foul call as Chelsea Newton got in the way under the basket.
That's at least 3 plays now against Keisha Brown in which she's really gone in and been a little out of control. Didn't get called earlier in the game, but now 2 just here in this quarter.
So Keisha Brown, the point guard for Los Angeles, trying to play Tisha Pinachero, one of the best all time at the position, to a stalemate. Tisha has it as the shot clock now is at 10 seconds and an offensive foul on Laura Harper as she was trying to set a screen but was kind of caught in an unfriendly area. Right now, Los Angeles getting the bounce. Delisha Milton-Jones, the only player in double figures, but it's a team effort to get LA into a single-digit.
Thanks so much. Back to you, Coach.
All right, Angela, thanks very much. Great to see Sheldon Williams, some of his Kings teammates here at the game tonight. They always enjoy coming out to Arco, catching the WNBA and the Monarchs. Well, the NBA guys love this league. We should point out, though, Sheldon Williams met Candace Parker on a recruiting trip.
Yes.
And Angela very nicely pointed out that she and Sheldon are Duke guys. And how did that recruiting trip go, though?
Yeah, apparently Duke got Sheldon. That was about it. Duke had Sheldon.
Yeah.
Yeah, the recruiting trip for Candace Parker, not so good because, you know what, she got a chance to go to Tennessee. But I will say this, Duke's got a great women's program and has been. That's the competition at that level. But she decided to go ahead and see if they could make it separated probably from different schools, and she knew it would last.
She got a fiance.
That's right.
But she didn't go to school there.
Yeah.
Sheldon is a recruiter. For the school, not so good for himself. He's excellent.
Exactly. You never know. He may have pushed it in that direction.
Well, the new littlest player out there, Shannon Bobbitt, gets into the lane and lays it in. And all of a sudden, we've got ourselves a very good game score-wise, it is close, 45-38. Sacramento at one time led by as many as 13, but in the second half, Jenny Busik's team has looked completely different. They have 1 point in the third quarter.
Yeah, just a completely different start for this team. They came out just not the same energy, obviously, that they had in the first half. And Michael Cooper still got a smile on his face. He's got to be happy because his team came out, regrouped, definitely have a different focus out there.
Chelsea Newton gets both free throws to go down. And Sacramento still no field goals here in the third. But in transition, Rafaela Masciadri gets a layup, and that transition defense not working again.
No, took a chance on a steal on that one, and the help side just didn't get over there in time.
A wild shot doesn't go down. Candace Parker to trot up on the dribble. Bobbitt. Masciadri with a wild shot and the rebound to Sacramento.
LA's been kind of a slow starting team, though, this entire season, especially Candace Parker as an individual. She's had some slow starts, but then come out and just taken off in second halves.
Harper, the offensive rebound, will go to the line as she earns the trip. Sacramento, off the weave, was able to get into the lane for the shot. They just have not been able to complete the play.
Laura Harper's done a great job on the offensive glass. She had 2 boards in the first half. Both of those were offensive rebounds. Always in the right spot.
Sacramento 0 for 9 in the third. And yet they still own the 7-point lead.
This LA team still trying to figure themselves out, and they have a lot of strength in their starting lineup. They have a win against Connecticut last night. All 5 starters were in double figures, only 10 points from their bench. So this is a team that's got to figure out, Michael Cooper's got to figure out the rotation and how to get players like Masciadri in there a little bit more and try to get Sydney Spencer out there a little bit more. They've got to find some guard play to go along with that big interior play.
Harper missed on the first, has another one coming. And the Monarchs have gone to the line a bunch, but have missed a bunch as well. They had the rebound and lost it, and Los Angeles runs. What a move by Parker to the goal, and she scoops it in. And her knee is hurt. She's wincing on that left knee. Right back, Aquanisha Franklin in deep. Tries to find Harper, who lost it. The Monarchs' lead has been trimmed to 5. Chelsea Newton with a steal off Parker. 3-on-2 briefly. Chelsea to the goal. Shot blocked and a foul is called.
Boy, how about this crossover? She's 6'5", by the way. I think Show may have gotten the ankles broken on that one right there. Wow. She paid for it, though. That left knee is really bothering her. Just a beautiful crossover. It's hard to believe that someone as tall as she is can have such a nice low dribble. Really something.
She has struggled tonight with just 7 points in the ball game, 3 of 7 from the floor. But she showed some magic there, and she also has had some nice passes in the half-court set for Los Angeles.
Yeah, she really has. Nice to have Chelsea Newton back for the Monarchs. She had been out, did not make their last road trip where they went 0-3. But this one, where they went 3-0, she and Shalonda Robinson back into the starting lineup, onto the roster rather, and making a big difference for this team.
The Monarchs have not scored a field goal here in the third. They've tried to maintain the lead with defense. Bobbitt knifes her way down the lane, lays it up. No, but the offensive rebound for Parker, and she lays it in. The Monarchs' lead has been trimmed to 49-44. Sacramento has missed 13 straight shots.
They let a big lead dwindle down in Minnesota, but they were able to keep their composure and win it.
Adrian Williams-Strong missing. Parker, a little push off, no whistle. A late whistle and an offensive foul.
Trying to get a little bit of space for herself. A little shove to Shalonda Robinson, who was trying to get back. You can see her. Just a little shove with the left hand. Took the dribble behind the back. Not a lot of contact there, but just the motion and the action of it, the show went flying.
3 offensive fouls against Los Angeles here in the third quarter. Let's see if Sacramento can get their first field goal of the third. Harper, shot blocked by LA, but standing on the baseline was Lisa Leslie. Monarchs groups have more fun. Bring 20 or more of your friends to a Monarchs game, and you can have that group outing that you'll never forget. You can meet a Monarchs player, maybe perform at the game, or play on the Monarchs court. Call 916-928-3650. Or you can bring your group to the hoop and look out. LA down 5 of the ball. Leslie got fouled going to the hoop.
Nice hesitation move by Lisa Leslie. Got her composure in the break as she was running down the lane. Got the pass and then a step over to her left. Watch this hesitation move by Lisa. Sees the defender, fakes one way, big step the other. That was really an experienced veteran in the paint. But for Sacramento, Jim, I can't even count the number of layups that they have missed here in this half. It's as if they have lost the energy that they had.
Jenny Busick has to find the recipe on the sideline and find the right combination out on the floor. They played at a completely different pace in the first 20 minutes of this game.
They really did, and they definitely looked flat here in this one, and they're just not finishing, missing layups.
2 missed free throws by Lisa Leslie. And Sacramento still maintaining the lead despite missing 17 straight shots going back to the second quarter. And here's a foul on Laura Harper. As Leslie made the steal, Leslie and Harper went down in a heap, and the call goes against Sacramento, and the Monarchs are over the limit. Let's see, what do you see here, Krista?
Lisa Leslie steps over, knocks the ball away, uses her body to nudge Laura Harper to the side, but you see, you use her body, but Laura reaching in was hanging on. They called her for the foul instead. Hey, Jim, don't let the lipstick fool you, okay?
That's right. Don't let the lipstick fool you, which is the name of Lisa Leslie's book.
We got to give him a little bit of pub here. She's got a book out. She and longtime broadcaster in LA,
Larry Burnett,
who helped write this one. And there you see it right there. And you can find this Amazon. You can find it at Borders. We're just trying to help Larry out and Lisa as well. But, you know, she is a really interesting individual. And she gets a lot of flack from these fans because no one likes LA. And she's been a part of their team from the very beginning. One of the originals. But she's going to be a part of the U.S. national team. And I think everybody will be cheering for her there.
A minute and 15 seconds remaining in the third, and the Monarchs still with a 3-point lead, but they don't have a field goal. The shot clock is now at 6. Lawson threw it away, and a minute and 3 seconds left in the third quarter, and Los Angeles battling back from down 13 at the half.
Sacramento just out of sync on both ends, and I think if they're going to get going again here in this one, it's going to have a defensive surge. It's going to have to take some defense to get the energy back.
Bobbitt for the tie. And Shannon Bobbitt lets the crowd know about it. This game tied at 49.
Bobbitt's barely been playing, hasn't been getting the minutes. She's getting them here tonight.
The first tie the ball game has seen. And now Los Angeles trying for their first lead. Mashiadri's giving it to them with a 3-bomb. Timeout Sacramento. 27.8 seconds left third. And Los Angeles celebrating, leading 52-49. It's all 3-pointers, and LA knocking them down.
Well, they hit 7 of them last night against Connecticut, and Shannon Bobbitt, who's barely been getting the minutes, she's been all over it. Mashiadri as well, 6 for 9 behind the 3-point arc for LA, and that'll pull you back into any game, Jim.
Absolutely. That and the defense has brought them right back into the ball game. And, you know, every time we'd go over to that Los Angeles huddle, we'd see Michael Cooper just sitting there calmly, almost as if his Saturday night was getting bothered by us kind of peeking in at him. He didn't seem like he wanted to get interested in the ball game, but boy, he knows how to handle his team. He's done a wonderful job. And here late in the third, the defense has stopped Sacramento, and offensively they are getting it done. They're shooting it well on the offensive end, and Michael Cooper's team knows how to defend.
Yeah, much different look in this half. LA's 8 of 13, Sacramento 0 for 15. You don't see that from this team. This is a team that's averaging over 70 points per game. They're a team that's shooting over 40% from the field, but not right now in this quarter. Third quarters have been a problem for them.
Off the timeout. See the shot Sacramento gets. Crystal Kelly, who has not seen much action here tonight, throws it behind Brunson, and a steal by Bobbitt, but almost stolen back. LA will have it. 11.7 seconds remaining in the third quarter, and LA will have a chance at a final shot and a 20-second timeout. Is that right? No, it is not. Michael Cooper first thought about a 20, but made a substitution instead. That substitution is Sydney Spencer.
Gee, I wonder what they want to do here, Jim. They got the three-point shots going, and they bring in their best, shooting 77% out there.
Bobbitt can't shake the defense, doesn't see the clock, and a shot clock violation. That shot went in, but it will not count. And the Monarchs wish the third quarter didn't count. Michael Cooper trying to teach Bobbitt you can't pound the dribble, but he's taught his team how to get back into it. Rugged defense and shoot the three well. Sacramento led by 13 at the half, and the third quarter was all LA Sparks. The Sparks lead 52-49. The pivotal fourth. And then the third quarter happened. How about C-Webb? Chris Webber in the house tonight at Arco. He is here enjoying his time. He loves coming out and watching the WNBA. The retired NBA great. Throwing some t-shirts out to the fans. He's having a good time.
He's a fan favorite, always will be. And so many. Great
round of applause. He's going to join us in a couple of minutes here on the radio or on the television side, as he was making his way over to radio, but I think they're going to give him a little yield and make the U-turn on over to our side. And we're going to be joined by Chris Webber here as the Monarchs try to come back into the ball game. Maybe he can give the Monarchs a little luck, because right now they are struggling. They did not get a field goal the entire third quarter.
Yeah, that's just so unlike this team and not what we've been seeing from them. Got to have a different focus here in this fourth quarter. They got to have some defense as well, Jim. It's really the defense that makes the difference.
And Sacramento will have the ball to start the fourth. Lawson, Kelly, Penichero. Powell has the basketball. Misfiring. Let's bring in the big guy. Joining Krista Blunk and I, Chris Webber, who is already getting taunted by Francisco Garcia. Webb.
Yeah, you know, he was messing with Ron's TV game too, let me tell you.
You know, because Ron Artest was here and things are going pretty well, you better bring some luck to the team here.
Well, I saw Ron over there. He was messing with me, so I see him over there doing the radio. I told him, man, y'all the new kings. I'm just here and borrowing time from you guys.
Well, you're here enjoying yourself on the day before Father's Day.
I'm so excited to watch Candace Parker, man.
Oh, she can play.
Listen, I watched the first WNBA game that she had. Did she have 34 points, was it?
Yeah,
I
she had a pretty good game.
Oh, my God. My agent told me that she was good, and he said, you should work out with her this summer. I'm like, I'm not working out with her. Well, I should have. Maybe she would have kept me in the league a little bit longer. She can play.
She's got some incredible moves out there for a player so big to have that handle. Well, you were a large player in the NBA at 6'10", and you had handle. What was that like for the opposition to see this large figure coming down the floor?
Well, I think it's all about how comfortable you feel. And I really had coaches that let me play my game. And they didn't just say, you're this height, so this is what you play. So I think it's very important as a youngster to really emulate those players that you love, work on your ball handling, work on all skills so that hopefully you can be a complete player and not just a position.
Not always easy to find that, though. Not always easy to get a coach that will allow you to do that, because like Elisa Leslie, who was 6'1" in the 7th grade, hey, you need her down on the block.
No, you are so right. But the good thing is that I bet if I was in your household or someone else's household, they would say, we're going to work on shooting today. We're going to work on left-hand layup, right-hand layup, jump shot. So, no, you're right. I mean, you have to play the position you're taught to play, but at the same time, hopefully you learn every skill. But it is tough, though. Definitely.
Always good to work on ball handling, though. You can do that even just sitting in your room.
Definitely.
Sacramento missed 19 straight shots prior to that basket by Rebecca Brunson to bring the Monarchs to within 52-51. And going to the hoop, Sydney Spencer now take it off. It's an offensive foul, and the Monarchs defense gives them a break.
How much of what you've seen so far do you think Sacramento's offense is from their defense? That this team is just feeding off the energy, not only from this crowd, but from what they're doing out there.
You know what? I know that I'm pretty familiar with this team, and I know that they get a lot of points off of their defensive intensity. And I think tonight they really got that. But I think in order to keep this game up and to keep the points up, I don't think they've been as intense defensively as they were in the beginning of the game. I think they need to get back to that.
Tisha Penichero got fouled on the perimeter, and the Monarchs will get the ball from the side. You got a lot going on. I know tomorrow over at Center Court, you got a lot of things going on for Father's Day, don't you?
Yeah, but speaking of handles, she has handles.
No, she can handle it, right?
I don't want to. I've worked out with her before, believe me.
Yeah.
And I don't care, men, women, alien. She is a great ball handler. But yeah, tomorrow we have a Father's Day barbecue, so hopefully the kids will bring their fathers up, and we're barbecuing. We'll have some root beer and chips and other beverages and food for those adults that come. But it's just our Father's Day, and I'm going to be barbecuing on the grill personally. So hopefully I don't poison anyone and we have a good time.
Make sure you cook it thoroughly.
I did watch the Food Network today, so Top Chef, so I think I'll be ready.
There you go. You know, that Food Network's pretty popular these days.
Oh, I love the Food Network.
Everybody's addicted to it.
Two and the foul. Delisha Milton took the pass from Lisa Leslie. Now, you're talking about what's coming up tomorrow. Let's tell everyone about it, because coming up tomorrow at Center Court with C. Webb, you have the Father's Day Spectacular. You're going to be cooking behind the grill, right? What's your specialty there?
Well, my specialty are the barbecue ribs. I really like the sauce that I make, but I'm really happy to say that we at Center Court are proud partners of the Monarchs and of the Sacramento Kings. So I'm happy to be here today as a sponsor and a proud partner of the Monarchs, and hopefully we'll win another championship this year so I can make some barbecue ribs for later.
There you go.
Win the game.
I'm all for that.
That's a fine art, the ribs. It's
tough, right?
That's not easy. That's not an easy one. Those just don't create themselves.
I'm the unsung hero when it comes to those.
Yeah.
LA making it.
Sauce.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jim. Still talking food over here.
I know you guys have you're making me hungry, exactly. And all of a sudden, Los Angeles has been hungry, and they're gobbling up some hoops. They lead 57-53. We should point out that you bring your ticket stub from the Monarchs game over to Center Court with C. Webb Restaurant tomorrow, and you get 10% off the dinner.
Oh my goodness! I'm sorry to cut you off.
That's okay. Go
and we're talking about Center Court, but did you see? We have to replay, guys. Guys, please show me. And I'm sorry, but somebody just failed. Oh my God! Left hand trump hook. This is basketball. You know what? I don't care. You have to love sports.
Yeah.
And these ladies are bad. I'm telling you. The left hand spin, jump hook, which is hard, which I know professional guys that can't do that. And then oh my God, these ladies are good. And they're bad just like we were.
Well, here we're going to see the replay right here.
Oh my goodness. Look at this. Behind the back. On the and then to put the English. That's like shooting pool with the pool cue.
That is right there. If she didn't have that, she didn't have a chance.
Oh my goodness.
She's been playing for 11 years. Can you believe she's been out there 11 years?
And you know what? I've seen her practice those crazy shots.
Yes.
So I think she's earned it. Yeah. No,
legit,
I can't believe 11 years. I can't believe it.
I know.
Shalonda Robinson runs into Lisa Leslie, no whistle. In LA in transition, Marie Ferdinand Harris, and a blocking foul on Tisha, who goes back under the stanchion. She might have gotten a shot in the chops that time.
Well, she did. She just bodied up, faced up to Marie Ferdinand Harris, who just kept coming at her, and she's kind of checking to make sure she doesn't have the bloody nose.
You know, I asked Ron this question. I'm going to ask you. How much do the guys in the NBA appreciate what the women's game does and the way they play the game?
To tell you the truth, last year when I was with the Pistons and Rashid and I, we watched all these games, and we would talk about how good the girls were, because actually I think I got better late in my career because of the lack of my athletic ability, and because some of the ladies maybe can't dunk and just rely on that. It is tougher to make a layup in traffic than it is to dunk in traffic because you're over everyone. So the skill factor we believe in this game is much tougher or just the same. So we really respect this game.
But it's amazing, this rookie class that's come in. Everybody's been hyping it up, but as we go around from city to city, and I don't know how much of it you've seen other than from these rookies here, we are just so amazed at how much time they're given and how confident they are.
No, definitely. I think the game is changing. I think that these young kids have taken the information and taken the plays that they've seen, gone home and practice and come up with terrestrial type stuff. So they are prepared to play. It's a new game.
Sacramento struggling here in the second half. They have just 11 points total in the half after a 44-point first half in which the Monarchs played extremely well and led by 13 at the break. Lisa Leslie missing. Candace Parker as well. Those two are just the biggest kids in the street. They're just playing catch.
How much do they miss Yolanda right now? I hope it's not a sore, but I'm just a fan, and I just want to know, how much do they miss Yolanda? They just got about 4 offensive rebounds in a row, and, you know, I don't know what happened, or what do you think?
I think that there are times when they do. And here's a break for Keisha Brown.
I think they definitely do. When they come up against the big opponents, they don't have the physical play. They know if they don't get out and run and get in front of the defense before it gets set, they struggle. They struggle against it.
Los Angeles celebrating here in Sacramento. Jason Ross and his broadcast partner Ron Artest. But guys, we've brought our own help here on the TV side. C. Webb is here.
What's up, Ron?
What's going on, baby? C. Webb, center court in the building, baby.
Hey, what's up, Ron? How you doing?
Everything's good, man. You looking real sharp, in shape.
No, man. I gained about 30 pounds after I retired. And so I called Kareem and I asked him, I said, man, what should I do? So he gave me like this master cleanse. So I went on this like liquid diet and all this. So I just lost weight, man. That's
organic style, huh?
Yeah, because I'm too lazy to run suicides now.
And now he's making ribs. Now it's all about ribs in his restaurant.
You see, Ron, he's all about the barbecue now.
I know. They got that good food over there, them good appetizers.
Come let us get you fat, Ron.
I'll get you
out of shape for next year. I don't want the Maloofs mad at me, so we'll keep you on the straight chicken and, you know, grilled chicken diet.
Yeah, it's the grill, you know, a little bit of blue cheese.
I hear
you know.
Just a little, just for flavor.
Exactly. Right.
You know, for flavor. Guys, we've seen some great talent on the floor this evening. There's some great talent all around the building here at Arco Arena. What do you think about the way the game has been played? Ron, we'll start with you. What do you think about the talent level of the people on the floor here tonight?
I mean, the talent's unbelievable. You got 2 stars over there with the Sparks. I think the Monarchs, they were playing with so much confidence in the first half, and it's just gone away right now. So they need to bring back that confidence, the same confidence that the Sparks are bringing on the road.
Yeah, Coach, I'd say the same thing. That first half was nearly flawless, and then they missed every shot in the third quarter. 0 for 15. And I don't know, I think if we get Coach, Krista, myself, C. Webb, and Ron, and then Coach, you, me, and Krista, we'll just stand out of the way and let those two play, and then we might be all right.
Mass substitution, guys. Are you ready to throw a jersey on?
Oh, no, I don't know, because they could put Cooper out on the court. And I don't know. Ron Artest is a bad man, but I don't know if we can handle Cooper tonight.
Yeah, Coop got that D, man. I know about Coop.
Exactly. Basketball player.
Is that what? Thanks, guys. We appreciate it. Jason, take it away over there on the...
All right, thank you, guys.
That is Jason Ross and Ron Artest. And now the Monarchs have to come back from a 10-point deficit. The Monarchs tonight were playing for a purpose, not just to keep the 3-game win streak alive. They were playing for franchise win number 200. But they've run into a huge second half Los Angeles run. And wide open, Leslie missed it, got it back.
You know what, though, Coach? There's a lot of time, especially with this, we have an injured player down.
Chelsea Newton hit the floor hard, and she's holding her head.
And so now's the time. If they're going to do it, they've got to start chipping away at this 10-point lead.
That was a stoppage in play for severe injury, a new rule in the WNBA this season. Both teams could go with 1 substitution. And now the ball put in play in the Monarchs. still having problems finding the target, and it goes out of bounds.
They've really struggled shooting at this end of the court. They have just been off completely. Layups not falling, the outside jumper's not falling. Nicole Powell, who came out on fire in the first half with 11 points, she's gone cold. It's going to have to happen with their defense, creating some of the offense.
And they have to get some easy shots. They've hit 3 of their last 26. And a one and done for Los Angeles. Sacramento trying to pick up the pace. Lawson thought about the 3. Underneath Candace Parker, missing that jump shot. She had that little duck under move.
Trying to get herself the open look. And you have to give some credit to LA as well, though. They came out with a much different look about them here, especially in the third quarter. Really took control of things in the third quarter. Their defensive intensity increased.
Felicia Milton-Jones. And a 3-second violation against Los Angeles. 3:46 left in this game. What a week it's been for Los Angeles. Remember, games against Connecticut and Detroit. Then the second out of a back-to-back here against a red-hot Sacramento team. It has not been easy, but the second half has just been a tremendous performance by the visiting Sparks. Nice feed inside. Wow.
You know, Lisa Leslie leads the league in blocks. Or actually, she's second, rather, but she averages about 4 per game.
Yeah, she might lead after tonight.
Yeah, she may lead after tonight.
Parker made it easier on herself.
Why not? She was wide open, could have taken the jumper and said, hey, I've learned this in camp a long time ago. A couple of dribbles in, and I got a layup.
A 15-point night for Candace Parker, and she would tell you she's not having her best night. And she's got 15 and 8.
Lisa Leslie, help side down. You got Parker and Leslie, 2 of the biggest. It's over the top of Adrian Williams-Strong. No chance. She's got that long wingspan and the timing. Blocking is all about the timing and just reaches up and takes it away.
And both players did the right thing defensively. They didn't lean forward. It was straight up with the arms. Didn't lean forward, didn't jump, didn't go for any ball fakes.
No.
That's a veteran. That's a real veteran play. And to watch a young player do it, you know she's been well taught.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you know, there's Candace Parker and Lisa. What a tandem they have down there. Lisa would be in her 4th Olympic Games this year in China for the U.S. national team. Just had her jersey at USC retired this past year.
Took them a little long to do that.
Yeah, really.
With the Trojans. Come on, gang.
I know.
And once had in high school that 100-point performance.
Yeah, how about that? And how about that one? A little high-low pick and roll.
Powell, who has 13 in the game. Sacramento, just 1 field goal in the second half. Just 1 field goal. That was the foul line jumper by Becky Brunson.
They have gone cold. And there's Lisa again, camping out down low. And Kara Lawson, no chance against a much bigger Lisa Leslie. You know, Jim, it's hard to believe, but Lisa did not start playing basketball until she was in the 7th grade. Didn't have a father figure to look to, did not have brothers. And started playing in the 7th grade, but figured it out that it could do something for her. But she was 6'1" in the 7th grade, too, so maybe not a bad decision.
No, it worked out pretty well for her. And a timeout on the floor with Los Angeles up 7.
When you kind of hope they'd maybe have that bad third quarter, but turn it on in the 4th quarter.
A 27-point turnaround in this game after the Monarchs were up 13 at the half. And the ball knocked loose at the midcourt stripe. Marie Ferdinand Harris picked it up and then immediately called time. So they want to regroup. It's just a 20-second timeout. You know, it's interesting. Michael Cooper doesn't even run out to the huddle. It's Lisa Leslie who comes running out there and starts talking to him. And then Michael Cooper gets in a word.
Yeah, you know, he really, when it comes time to game time, he kind of lets them go at that point. They work on what they need to work on in practices, and then he for the most part, is very calm. I don't know how he does it, especially he was such a competitive player.
Chelsea Newton hit the ground earlier, was wheeled off the floor in a wheelchair. Let's go to Angela Tsai for an update. Ann?
Well, guys, Chelsea hit her head really hard, and the word is she can't stand up. The training staff told me that they're just evaluating her. We'll know more in a few minutes. Guys?
Thanks very much, Angela. That was a very tough scenario, and we hope that Chelsea will be able to heal. Sounds very scary at this point. It was a very difficult fall that she took as well, and as you pointed out, this has happened to her in the past.
Yeah, and that's always scary when you've had multiple situations like this where you've hit your head on the court. We've seen her just not break her fall at times. She's such a physical player, and she did not break her fall earlier in the game. Hit her head, tried to get up, fell down, slipped and fell down, and so that's not good when the balance is off. And hopefully it's something minor, just a little rest will get her through.
And as play continues, Los Angeles, they find themselves at the free throw line, and they just continue to pour it on here in the second half. Keisha Brown pushes the lead to 73-57. I just can't remember this type of a turnaround in my 12 years in the league, in which one team was just rolling for a half, and in the second half became so inept, and that's the way the Monarchs have played. That's a nice step through, and the ball won't go down. You look at the number of field goals in the second half for Sacramento. This is remarkable. And an 8-second violation is called against Los Angeles, so they turn the basketball over. They have over 20 turnovers in the game. Michael Cooper, he can be calm now.
Yeah, he can. His team came out. Much different look to them in the second half, but just cannot believe the missed field goals by Sacramento here in this second half. It's just as if there's a lid on the rim down at that end.
That's John Wisnett, the general manager of Sacramento. He was an assistant coach in New Mexico when Michael Cooper was a player there.
Yeah.
And inside Sacramento, finally, they are 4 for their last 29 after that.
How is that possible when you see the kind of first half that they had? I mean, this team was shooting it at 48% in the first half.
Under a minute to play in this one. Kara for 3. And a leak out by Delisha Milton. Poked away. Tisha Penichero can't save it. Now they will have it. With 47 seconds left. Monarchs down 11. And Jenny Busick not going to give up on this one.
Well, she's not going to give up, and this team's not giving up. But they realize that this is a game that could have been a big win for them, Jim. You know, you're playing on your home court. You're playing a Western Conference opponent that's way up in the standings, and this could really send a statement to your team, to others out there.
Parker with a miss. Brunson to go end to end. And a half a minute to play in this one. Bobbitt getting pushed in the backcourt. No one's going to blow the whistle. And she is fouled or stepped on the sideline. A foul on Kara Lawson. Sims Recycling Solutions is helping Monarchs fans recycle their electronic waste. Bring your e-waste to the Saturday, July 12th game and receive $5 in Monarchs cash. For more details on how to participate, log on to SimsMonarchsRecycling.com. SimsMonarchsRecycling.com. Bobbitt can't get the free throw to go down. Michael Cooper's got to be happy. You know, he teaches good defense. He learned good defense when he was at New Mexico. Played great defense when he was in the NBA with Los Angeles. Knows about winning championships as a player and as a coach. And now 23 seconds left in this game with the Monarchs down 74-64. In the last 19 minutes of the game, the Monarchs have 3 field goals. In the last 30 seconds of the game, they had a 3-point field goal, 4 field goals for the half. And with 2 seconds to go, a foul is called. The Monarchs will have a second half of 4 field goals when this game is all done Candace Parker. Our first look at her, and we did see the named players make an appearance in the second half.
Yeah, this team, Lisa Leslie's getting to take a breather right now, but Candace has had the minutes. Now that knee still bothering her. They have a very difficult schedule. They've been on the road. You can see she's wearing the brace. She had some work on it, just not 100%, but she was good enough tonight.
That does it. The Los Angeles Sparks with a great comeback, down 13 at the half. They hold Sacramento to 0 field goals in the third. And it's a turnaround, and a big one, as the Sparks win for the 7th time this year. The final 74-66. Los Angeles with the win, and a busy week of wins. They defeated Connecticut, Detroit, and now Sacramento, and now they can rest.
Hey guys, my name is Kayla Padilla. I'm a sophomore guard at the University of Pennsylvania. Been training with HomeCourtEdge for almost 10 years now. Please make sure to like this video, subscribe, turn on notifications, and follow us on all of HC's social media channels, and stay tuned for our journey.